Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. I'm going to do your reading for the week of February 17th through February 24th. So here we kick off Mercury retrograde with a bang, bang. This morning, usually for me, Mercury retrograde is my shit, but this morning it played with me a little bit, so I don't know about you. Definitely feeling a little bit of that shit. So here we go, guys. We're going to do a sun sign reading from my Dragon Tarot. We're going to do a moon sign reading for Gemini with my Divination of the Ancients. And we'll do a final pull for your rising energy coming up with the Divination of the Ancients. So let's get started for you. Let's go. Alrighty. First thing, Knight of Cups that comes up, interestingly enough, you have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups references feeling emotional. So that's emotionally responsive, emotionally upended, a little bit of impulsive behavior. Emotionally, you're feeling a little out of whack. I do see the Page of Coins. So this is you trying to find money to cover the bills. So if you look at the bottom here, you've got a puzzle. And on top of that, you have the Pentacle. So you're looking at the money and at the bills, and you're trying to disentangle the maze of your budget. And I see here, as you're looking through the dollars and cents that you have, that you're trying to budget and you're feeling a little caged in. 10 of Swords, you're locked in, can't move left, can't move right, trying to repair this stuff. We do have the Three of Cups. You are working really hard, Gemini. It feels as if you're doing the little hamster wheel in the money or life right now, and you're feeling, the 10 of Swords is all about feeling locked in. And this definitely doesn't have anything to do with anything that's real, but it has to do with the commitments that you've made. So you have all these commitments making you feel like you're kind of bound up. But if you notice, he's got his head hooked into these swords. So these are by choice. He's like bringing his head into the guillotine, so to speak. So you're taking it all on. I do see the Three of Cups. You're trying to keep your circle small right now and not spread your energy out too far or too thin. You're really bringing things to ground and focusing on that. I do see the Three of Coins, which is labor and work. So you're trying to work a little harder or you feel like you've been working hard enough, right? And you're a little bit at wit's end. But here's what's cool, Gemini. I do see the Ace of Coins, which is a surplus of money coming your way. I do see the Ace of Coins, which means things are going to turn out for the good. And this next little period for you, Gemini, the World card is showing us that the world is going to kind of open up the next little phase for you. Queen of Coins, this is you managing your money. You have the Star card, which is your spirituality, your money, your relationships are all coming into alignment. The thing about the Star card, though, is sometimes she pays attention to one thing, which is spirituality. And as she's paying attention to the heavens, she's not paying attention to the day-to-day. Right now, you're starting to notice whether things are in balance. It's the Cups, right? It's not quite Temperance, but the Star card is her just not paying attention to the 3D because she's so concerned about the dream and the wish and the things that she wants things to turn into. I'm also seeing the 10 of Wands. There's been an inordinate amount of stress and anxiety with you, Gemini, and that's all about just being overwhelmed and overcommitted. It just feels like I said you're on that treadmill and it keeps spinning. I am seeing the 7 of Cups. You're starting to go inward to find your balance, and there's no better place to be because a person that knows themselves is unshakable. And what's true is it's really irrelevant what other people do at this point because you're starting to find that internal balance. And so as you're moving forward, I'm seeing that you're really starting to find that internal balance. I am seeing the 6 of Swords, which tells me that there is definitely things getting easier. This has been the theme of the week for Aries and Taurus. And it's the 6 of Swords. I think Maya Angelou was the one that said it. And if I'm quoting her wrong, I apologize. I'll be looking that shit up later. But she said, every storm runs out of rain eventually. And I love that because I used to say no storm stays over one house forever. But here's what's true. This is all about to get ridiculously easy for you. Right now, you're in decision-making mode. You're going to be ridiculously busy this week. I am seeing the 2 of Swords, which is indecision. You got a lot of decisions to make, you know, which one and where. And then I'm also seeing the Seven of Wands. That has to do with you juggling everything appropriately. I am seeing the Death card. This is my favorite card in the deck. And what's true is you have this crazy life change that's about to happen for you. So you're feeling as if that you're on the upswing and things are starting to really feel slightly improved. And like I was telling, I don't remember who it was the other day, it's like you can finally take your bra off, ladies. It's that relax, take a deep breath. Then you can unloosen the belt after Thanksgiving dinner. It's feeling a little looser. Things are feeling a little better for you. So you have that to look forward to. So if you're feeling like you're clenching and you're holding on too tightly, you can release that a little bit. You can take a deep breath, you can relax. Because it feels like this shift that you've been hoping to happen, that you've been putting your energy into, is really about to come through and pop for you. Just know that if there's going to be some internal balance, like I said, a surplus of money. You have some anxiety, Gemini. But then again, you have the Two of Swords, probably because you're a Gemini there. Two of Swords. So at any rate, let's pull some cards for you from the Mystic Dreamer and see what's going on for you with your relationships. And this is how you're reacting and responding within all kinds of relationships. This is how you're feeling about work. I'm calling this your moon sign reading. Because what's true is this card, these decks right here is your sun sign, kind of like what's going on with you. This deck really talks about your emotions. So I'm going to start calling it the moon sign reading. So here is your Gemini moon, how you feel, how you think. Ooh, King of Cups, emotional maturity, Page of Pentacles, starting over with a new project and money. A Seven of Cups, which has to do with a little overwhelm, Eight of Pentacles, redundancy, and then Five of Swords. So what is it that you're struggling and you're fighting against? You have the Magician, that's your Mercury card. I'm also seeing Six of Cups, which is you making sure that your family is good. So what's true about this is you are seriously all concerned about family, home, and hearth. You're concerned about, you know, your home, making sure it's situated. You're worried about your family. You're worried about getting back to ground, getting back to center. I do see the Knight of Swords. Watch your tongue. It feels like you've been snappy with your friends, family, with your lover. I do see the Page of Cups. So the exciting thing about Page of Cups, one of two things. If you're single, it tells me a new relationship is coming your way. If you're in a relationship, the Page of Cups tells us that there's a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Honeymoon phase, rejuvenation coming, things like that. We also have the the Empress card. The Empress card is pregnant. And here's the thing about pregnancy, and here's the thing about the Empress in general. It definitely references a period of time. And so the Empress is very protective as well. And as we talked about house and home, this is an inward focus. Emperor being outward focus, go take. Empress being give, keep. Receive, keep, and also protect. So as you're moving forward with this, just know that the Empress means it's about time. And she's pregnant. You can't force a pregnancy. You can't pick an apple in December. It's definitely one of those things that's all about in good time. And so things are ripening for you. I'm seeing the Sun card, which is a lot of celebration, the High Priestess, which is your intuition, and then the King of Swords, which is some decision making that's going on for you. So you feel like you're being backed into the corner and you're really starting to execute some decisions. And it also is in your relationship as well as with your money. I'm also seeing the Page of Swords. There's definitely some things that you don't want to repeat when it comes to your relationships, your emotions, and your decision making. But right now, the place that you're coming from is complete overwhelm, and that's bleeding into your relationships. If we go back to your prior reading, your sun reading with Gemini, it tells me that you have, overcommitted in a lot of ways. And so that is translating itself into your relationships and how you integrate and how you behave with them. If you want a one-on-one with me, go ahead and book karmaondeck.com, or you can find me on My Psychic One. I am going to pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients. So let us see. Sorry, I was rushing a little bit at the end there. I have a screaming baby that's not feeling well, and I could hear her in the other room. So send love and light to the little being. Nobody likes to feel cranky. All right. Here we go. Gemini. Mastery. Gemini, of course you're a master. Let's see here. So it says augur. See, he's the teacher at this point. Are you a teacher, Gemini? So mastery, here we go. Is anybody out there? I see you watching. All right, so it says the ancients would often make homage to a wise person such as an augur. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Correct me, please. You, however, are not required to do so, as Spirit calls you to step into your own sacred space. Let's start that over. The ancients would often make a homage to a wise person such as an augur to receive insight and messages in order to take appropriate action. You, however, are not required to do so, as Spirit calls you to step into your own sacred space and call upon the augur within. So here you will find strength and a wisdom that will lead you toward mastery of the self. As you tread this path of the chosen few, embrace the gifts that are bestowed upon you. Develop and hone your natural abilities in order to share the message that the Spirit has for you and others. So yeah, this is the time for you to become a teacher. This is your calling. It is time to stop fighting and to acknowledge who you are. The augur understands the mastery of acceptance. It's time for you to do just that. So the incantation for the week is, I finally let my ego go. It does not serve, and now I know that my pride comes before a fall. This I must master most of all. So what is it about pride with you, Gemini? And what is it about you with wanting to please people? Because overcommitment really only comes from the place of wanting to please others. We say yes because it's the thing that we should do. In my leadership classes, we talked about that once. Don't should yourself. And if you translate should for shit, don't shit yourself. Because here's what's true. You're not going to should yourself. You're not going to make a mess of yourself by choice. But if you should yourself into something, you're definitely going to shit yourself. Because you're going to end up with all the shit that you don't want to do, or all the shit other people don't want to do. And here's what's true. A gift given in resentment, and I don't even mean that you don't want to do it, but it might also be the fact that you don't have the time, or you overcommitted, or you're a little too tired. It's not a giving gift, and it's coming from a place of joy. So when you go through these phases, remember that not only are you giving to yourself and to others by giving your whole self, but giving it half-assed, or giving it to where your full attention isn't in it, is actually taking, because people can feel that kind of energy. You don't want people to feel obligated, or you to feel obligated, or to feel like a charity. But definitely pay attention to your commitments moving forward. It does feel as if things are going to lighten up for you. You are being asked to step into your leadership, Gemini. You are definitely being told that you're a teacher. So when you learn a certain amount or enough, there gets this level of competency. It's conscious competency, where you actually already know that the teachers start to disappear. And when the teachers start to disappear, it doesn't mean you've learned everything. It now becomes very apparent that you are mastering things in such a way that it's time for you to share that gift. So at this point, the augur is all about mastery. And here's what's true. You need to begin to give your gift away. And that is the magician card as well. That showed up for you. And the magician is all about getting yourself out there and showing up in a bigger way. The augur is the same way. I mean, he's sitting here giving his knowledge, because what's true is you've gotten enough inside there that you have now, how goes the teacher goes the class. So if you're learning these lessons, it's time to pass them out a little bit and let others follow you. You're doing great, Gemini. Your cards are amazing. It's all headspace for you right now. So at any rate, love and light. If you want a one-on-one with me, I do have some openings tomorrow, karmaondeck.com. I am going to pop on live here again and work on a couple more videos, and possibly do an open question and answer one. I might just do that next. So in the meantime, love and light. Like, subscribe, and share. Stick around. Let me know where you are in the world. And please give me a little feedback on your reading. In the meantime, I will see you next week.